This week on The Choice.
And I'm going to tell you something. One of the absolute coolest shots we've ever filmed.
It seems like no matter how many you shoot, there's always more.
Look at that! Is that pretty cool or what? Hey, welcome to this week's The Choice.
Yeah.
And where are we going? Well, we're heading back down to Florida. We want to be Floridians every once in a while.
Yeah, once in a while. I'm gled you said once in a while.
Once in a while.
It's not
too damn hot.
Oh my gosh.
Humidity.
Yeah,
I'm not used to it anymore. Now we live in Colorado.
No, there's no humidity here. But hey, we're going to take our traditions. We're going to head down to Hobby's,
Yep.
Osceola Outfitters. We're going to go ahead and we're going to do some hog hunting and some deer hunting.
Yep, so we got our smoke poles and we are ready to rock and roll.
Should we go?
We're there.
We're going to do some deer management while we're down there?
Yes.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Managed to shoot some deer.
Okay. A few years ago, we went down to Hoppy's and he said, you know what? He goes, why don't you try deer hunting down here? You never have. We're like, okay, born and raised Illinois and now in Colorado. But we went. We took our muzzleloaders and I mean, it was fun. The deer bodies are a bit smaller and so are the antlers. But we had a blast.
Hoppy says, listen, why don't you guys plan on staying down a couple days? It's muzzleloader season. We'll try to get you some stuff. And we're sitting here going, we love it. And when Hoppy says bring the muzzleloaders down, we are going to meet the task. There he is. He's out. Ready? We're down here in Florida, and I just took my first whitetail buck here in Florida with a Traditions muzzleloader. Oh. And I got to tell you something, we are hooked for good, but what even just hooked us even more, yeah, baby, was right here, huh? Sage, Terry, and I, we've been in the back part of one of their ranches, and we're coming back, and I think Terry spotted this buck. He said, check, and so Sage gets on, and we're looking at him, and he's like, that's a good deer for here. And we're like, it's a good deer? It's a mature buck? Yeah, baby. Well, we got him. You didn't have to talk about getting him anymore. We got him.
Nice.
3-year-old with a short tine buck. That's what we were talking about.
Yeah,
Taking him out.
Probably good management deer.
Yep.
Congratulations.
Thank you, honey.
Cool. We got one.
And we figured, well, we're going to go to the far south end of the ranch and maybe do a little spotting and stalking. And all of a sudden, boom, in the corner of our eyes, we catch this movement. He's coming out of the bedding. Sage puts his binos up. He's like, that's a shooter. I hand the muzzleloader over to Sage. Sage gets him on his bog pine. He gets steady. Yep. Oh, that's a great deer, buddy.
That's one of the biggest ones I've ever shot.
Really?
Holy cow.
Turkey's turkey. All right, we're spotting and stalking with our Traditions muzzleloader down here at the Kempfers, Hoppy, and Osceola Outfitters. What, you got
See
it?
his horns?
No.
See him? Right there. Right.
Yeah, buddy.
Oh, dang.
Holy buddy, look at him.
That's a doe.
Yeah.
Load your muzzleloader.
Well, we are walking back to the truck because Sage just shot a great 6-point, and we spot these does, and we're like, ooh, ooh. Loaded up the muzzleloader, crawled in between here, and we got her. We are bringing home meat. Oh, We got some venison. And again, we are always and have always been about hunting. And this right here is deer hunting. Bottom line, this is what deer hunting's all about. It ain't about that score. It ain't about that size. It's about getting out there, sharing it with everybody, having laughs, camaraderie, and doing true deer management. There's always a place that you go to that when you leave it, you miss it in your heart and soul. Well, you know, heading down to Hoppy and Susan, the boys and everybody, and man, it's sure hard to leave there. Well, as usual, we are packing up, heading down to Florida. Now, with us living in Colorado, it's a 26-hour drive instead of a 20-hour drive. And Vicki, you know her, we have way more crap than we need.
We are going to do some deer hunting. Ralph is up first. Can you imagine? I actually let him hunt first.
So I was up, and I was pretty pumped. I was pretty jacked. You know, Hoppy had said they seen this one particular buck coming out of a cypress head, and they put up a tower blind, and they're like, you know, we know he's been here. And the funny part of it was Hoppy goes, oh man, it's dry. You guys don't need rubber boots or anything. Yo, Hop, when you step and the water goes up to your knees, there's an issue when you have just hikers on. Yeah, Hoppy, we will get even. So I'm up in the blind with Vicki. Vicki's filming, I'm hunting. I got my traditions. We're ready to rock and roll. And we start seeing the deer coming like the boys said it would. We see movement way across. I get my binos up, I'm looking, and I'm like, it's him. And I don't care who you are, all of a sudden your adrenaline starts pumping, you're like all excited, and that's why we hunt. Here's the buck that they said, you know, we'd really like for you to try to get. And he comes across, and I mean, just on the beeline, and here he comes. He presents the shot. I take a deep breath, I put my crosshairs on, and I squeeze my muzzleloader. And the crazy thing is, after I shot him, he comes running directly towards us and just piles up. And we still see the other deer, so what are you gonna do? Well, we had the green light to start, you know, shoot more deer. It's towards the end of the season, and well, we did. Okay, we're gonna try to load up again. Gotta be super quiet here. Deer is down.
As soon as his buck went down, the does start moving around a little closer. So he quickly, thankfully he had that nitro fire. All he had to do is put that sabot in, reload it with a fire stick, and was ready to go for his doe.
Yes. Yes, ma'am. Now turning. Me. Me. Ready. Got her. Well, I let my traditions do what it does. All I had to do was stay calm and squeeze the trigger. And we got a nice Florida buck and a Florida doe down. We are going home with fresh venison again. You know, Hoppy, as he takes us into the blind and tells us that it's dry, and as he's driving, we're sinking. Now, there's a hard bottom, but still, we're like, Hop, you told us no rubber boots. We're gonna have him drive right to this blind. We're gonna jump in the truck so we don't sink in the water, and then he's gonna take us to the dry land. Yes, Hoppy's gonna take us to the dry land. Notice the water. Notice all the water.
You took advantage of this spot. It might be our last trip in and out of here.
And brother another hop. Look at, it's my best Florida buck. Check this out. Oh, there's more water. Look at him. Look at that. Is that pretty cool or what? This is my biggest Florida deer right here. So far to date. My buck is there. Hop. She's right here. Whoa. Look at that. What a beautiful doe. Oh yeah. Buck, doe down, Hoppy's getting the tags. We're gonna tag them and bag them.
I had to look twice because I had alligator tags in there. I'm
Oh
like,
yeah, don't put one of those on. What an incredible evening. Oh my, Hoppy? Boom. And then that's my biggest Florida buck to date so far. So I am jacked up.
Sweet.
Now all we gotta do, we got tags on them and we gotta load them. And between Gimp 1 and Gimp 2, because you know Vicky's gonna say, yeah, they're my deer, so she ain't gonna help.
What we got?
Yeah, camera person.
A week of season left.
Yeah.
About 10 more doe tags in there.
Yeah, buddy.
We gotta get busy.
Let's get after it. So we're going through, we're actually spotting and stalking, we're looking for game, and that's what's so cool down on the Kempfer Ranch. I mean, oh my gosh, you talk about shot opportunities, game so plentiful, I mean, it's just crazy.
And we've spotted some deer. We spotted a nice buck back here behind us.
Right.
So we decided to circle around here and get set up, and maybe they've walked this tree line. And then we get down here, there's another small buck, and he's standing right there.
He's walking.
And I wanted to turn him because he's headed toward him, but he's looked at us and he's on a mission.
He's
I
not
mean,
caring.
Like a 4-pointer or 6. He's looking right at us now. Now he's looking back down here. I think he sees these other deer, but we may be where we need to get. I'll walk around there and see if I can see those other deer coming.
Okay. Well, we are down here at Osceola Outfitters. We saw some deer early this morning already. It's still early. Hoppy's down there looking to see what those bucks were doing that we saw earlier. We had another small buck over there that just seems to want to keep walking down. So we have our Traditions muzzleloaders with us, and we're going to do some deer hunting right now. Bucks or does, going to do some doe management, got doe tags.
We were actually going out, we're driving around, we're down there, we're trying to do some doe management, some deer management down at Hoppy's and Osceola Outfitters, and we're going through one of the pastures and we spot just a giant black hog, and our deer hunt turned into a hog hunt. We get out, we're trying to do a stalk, we're watching the other things, and Hoppy's like, Vicki, this hog, he's like, it's a good hog. This hog is one of those old European ones, I guess is what he said. It actually had wattles coming out of its chin, and it was just a big boar hog. We slowly snuck up on him, and we were able to go ahead, throw my sticks up, put my Tradition on, and as soon as it was clear, I went ahead and took an amazing shot on this hog. It was so cool because he had no idea we were there, and when I hit him, he just went bloop.
And I'm gonna tell you something, one of the absolute coolest shots we've ever filmed. You actually watch the bullet go right into that hog, create the hole, steam comes out, and that boar doesn't do anything. And I am telling you what, it is a monster pig.
Well, Hoppy, after I shot him and we were walking up to him, you're like, this is the biggest boar hog you've ever shot, Vic. He ain't lying.
This is what everybody wants.
We're hunting wild feral hogs. They're just wild hogs that come through, root up the pastures, make a mess out of everything, and it seems like no matter how many you shoot, there's always more. Yeah, he's amazing. Those tusks, I have never seen
I tell you.
an upper that
Probably
thick.
3.5 inches long.
That thick.
And then that top tusk is just,
Yeah.
But Hop, once again, thanks again for an amazing hog hunt. It's probably my biggest hog ever, for sure. That tusk's in there and those wattles, pretty cool.
So, first time
In
to Florida.
Florida.
Yes.
First time muzzleloader hunting. So before we went into the blind, obviously we shot and made sure everything was good with
And
the
if I
muzzleloader.
recall, you might have not placed on your shoulder tight enough. He might have
Oh,
got
no,
a
no,
little
no, no,
scope
no.
bite.
That's not what happened.
scope
I don't
bite.
think that's what happened. It was in my shoulder. Nice. Okay, it felt really good. So he didn't tell me that I was too close to the scope. I was like this far from the scope. I learned a new word today, and that is scope bite. So we went out in the afternoon and we got set up in one of the Kempfer's tower blinds.
Tower blinds, yes.
Yes. And we got all set up. I got my traditions with me. I got my camera guy with me, and it's a little breezy, but not too bad. We didn't see a whole lot at first. A little bit goes by, and a couple, they're coming, and
your heart starts
I'm like,
racing.
oh gosh.
I
oh
hear
my
your
gosh.
breathing get heavier
Yeah.
and heavier.
Yeah, and they just, the one that I actually ended up getting would not give me a shot for the longest time. I just waited, put my crosshairs right where it needed to be, and eventually it gave me a shot, and
Pummeled them.
it dropped.
You dropped it. You dropped it.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Well, what just happened? I got a doe. My first doe with a muzzleloader. In Florida. She didn't go anywhere. It dropped. It was so cool. I was like, it was such a rush. My heart was pumping. My adrenaline's going.
The great thing is, you know, RJ and Aubrey are taking over the family tradition, and they're rocking. And Aubrey gets a shot at her first Floridian deer. And it's a whitetail. She's pumped. He's actually just as pumped. But the great thing is they're already sharing this together. And I got to tell you something. It warms Mom and Dad's heart in a big way.
Here.
Oh. Well, I'm sitting behind my first Florida deer. I couldn't get a shot at first because he kept moving behind brush, but eventually he gave me the perfect shot, and I took him, and I'm so thankful that I got him. He's beautiful. I just want to thank Hoppy, Case, Vicki, Ralph, Susan, Sage, RJ for just letting me come out here and tagging along, of course, with Ralph, Vicki, and RJ, and just being able to experience all this. It's amazing, and I'm so thankful.
So the reality of it is, we got fresh venison, we got fresh pork. We're going home pretty happy. Wow, I got to tell you, that was one hell of a. I think that was one of our biggest boards down there.
I think that was. I
and
believe
you
that is my
smoked
biggest.
him. I mean,
Like,
you
literally,
see
it's-
you see it going through it. Whoop! You see the whole little puff.
Well, and he goes, boom,
yeah,
like I just bam, and those waddles on him. was kinda
250
cool.
grain lead bullet. You're gonna.
It was pretty cool. And congratulations on
Thank you.
on your largest Floridian deer.
Yes, I'm loving it. I love
Yeah.
going down there late season because it's miserable everywhere else. You go down to Florida, and again, Florida, but it wasn't as hot. I mean, it was chilly some days.
It was. And Aubrey, congrats Aubrey
She
on
got
her
her first
Floridian.
Floridian muzzleloader whitetail,
It was her first muzzleloader kill, her first Florida
and
deer.
she got scope bit.
And
Remember
she
that
got
one?
scope bit while we were practicing. And she has a Floridian deer before RJ did. RJ got his with his bow, but later in the week. So you go, girl. Girls rock.
RJ, I'm so sorry. More competition again.
Hey, thanks for
And it's
making
just
your
starting with
choice.
you. The choice.
We'll see you next week.
Poor kid. You know what I mean?
Why is he a poor
It just
kid?
because we're
Why?
gentlemen. We
We're his
always let you
parents. He's
girls,
not-
you know, preference. And